All right, so by the time this posts, pretty much everyone will have heard of the term Alliance War Seasons. The in-game mail went out yesterday, and there's been quite a bit of information. We'll talk about that momentarily. But basically, the question and why you probably clicked is, how excited about this should I get? Now, in Kabam's defense, they are promising to give us something in addition to what they normally give us every 2 months, and anytime the game gives you something more for doing what you're already doing, that's a win for the player. I said this when Kabam started doing the monthly calendars, and even though some months are great and some months are trash, still just being rewarded for logging in every day something you were doing already is great. And so, in general, especially for the lower tier alliances who maybe don't run Alliance War much or don't spend many resources and they're kind of just doing it for fun, this is a big win for you, and I think that's something you should get excited about. What this video is mainly going to focus on is people that are in a similar position to myself. As you can see right now, I'm in what's called Tier 1 of an Alliance War, which according to the game is the top 1%. And so my alliance and I go up against the best alliances and the best Alliance War defenses 3 times a week. And so we have a general rule of thumb to allocate about 500 units worth of resources every Alliance War. And since we run it 3 times a week, simple math, 1,500 units per week of Alliance War. So over a 2-month season, that would be a minimum of 12,000 units. And the question is, are the bonus rewards worth it? Because realistically speaking, since there are going to be these bonus rewards, there are going to be people who are pushing to win that maybe weren't pushing in the past. So that 500 units a week for the really high is going to end up being far more. And certainly for the top 20, you're looking at your entire trust fund, kids. So yesterday in the game, we received this message from Kabam, and it even had a video attached to it. So we're going to go to this video now, and I'm just going to point out a couple of things that I think are worth noting. First of all, Kabam, I got to give you credit. Your spokespeople, I can't tell if you are spokespeople for a gaming company or Starbucks, because you've got like this bro, very fashionable, top hipster quality. I wouldn't say the outfit's God tier, but we'll call it the good tier. So good for you, bro. But really what we care about is the rewards. And I truly don't think, realistically speaking, that these top rewards, we're talking about getting multiple Tier 2 alphas, are going to be attainable for the alliance I'm in. We're just not going to spend that kind of cash. So really, let's say that we're in one of those upper tiers, but kind of the lower end of it, where you get half of a Tier 2 alpha. Is half of a Tier 2 alpha worth spending 12,000 units every 2 months on? Well, the quick answer is, of course not, right? They give you a full Tier 2 alpha the last 2 months just for logging in at the end of the month. But the other thing is the hidden cost that I want to talk about. And the hidden cost comes from the fact that basically you cannot estimate the value of what it takes to not hold an alliance up, an alliance quest, and an alliance war. Last year, I took about 4 months off, and I was not in an alliance. And I thought that I would really miss it and that my progress would drastically lag. But what I realized was that most of the resources that I allocated were resources that I was allocating for Alliance War Defense and Alliance Quest. And so when you don't have to rank up champions and you just basically have to worry about Act 4 and Act 5 and monthly quests, and then of course arena grinding if you want to do arena, the game becomes so much more relaxed. And the thing that I enjoyed most, and I'm not saying I'm going to go back to it right now, but suddenly you can go out on a date or you can sleep in and you're not holding anyone up. The anxiety of not being able to complete your path in an Alliance Quest or Alliance War becomes so stressful that this mobile game, which is supposed to be an escape from quote-unquote real life, supposed to be fun, ends up being something that feels like a part-time or for some people even a full-time job. And that's when people get burnt out. That's when the top players say, I just can't do this grind anymore. I'm not having fun. And for me, I know that if I was to spend, gosh, 4,000 or 5,000 units worth of materials a week to be at the top, I would just be burnt out and I wouldn't enjoy the game anymore and I'd quit. I would just quit. So my thinking on this whole deal is simple. Don't stress so much, no matter what the rewards are, that you're going to lose your enjoyment of the game. Remember that this is just a mobile video game that you play by tapping your thumbs on your phone. And yes, the community is awesome, and you make friends, and there are so many positives to this game. But don't make it become so competitive that you get to a position where if you have to take a few hours off, you're going to have a high amount of anxiety. You're not going to be able to relax, because that's where it's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. A final plug. I am trying to think of ways to make new video content that gets some of the champions we never talk about relevant. And I've started talking, because I do this thing with my students where I talk about interacting with an online community and giving people a reason to comment, but also rewarding the top commenters. And so I'm going to try this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but on YouTube, you try something, and if it doesn't work, so be it. But hey, at least you tried. Where I'm going to come up with different polls that people can comment and vote for their favorite champion, and then the top comments, and maybe I'll determine it by likes, or maybe it's just by like the most clever, I don't know. I'll actually screen grab and I'll post it with the results, and I'll wait a week to do this poll, and then I'll tally the results by hand, and then I'll make a separate video talking about why people thought this champion. And so let me give you an example. I truly believe that one of the most underrated aspects of this game is the amount of time and effort that Kabam puts into the beautiful animations that a character has. And there are characters out there that are absolute trash to fight with. They have about as effective hitting as Luke Cage, pre-buff. But their animations are beautiful, and three that come to mind right away are Kingpin, who, yes, he's not bad, but he's certainly never going to be God tier at this stage of the game. And then two champions that have amazing specials and really nothing else, Carnage and Sentry. And even just those three champions could have some of the best, most beautiful, most fun special threes. So my first poll is going to be just comment below and let me know what you think the best special 3 champion in the game is. And that'll be in a separate video. And hopefully you'll comment and let me know, because like I said, I really want your feedback and I want to make it fun for you. But in general, that's going to be kind of just something along with openings and commentary like this one I try to do. I'm not in this for the money. This is a hobby. So if there are ideas for other polls that you have, please comment below and let me know. It's really just something fun to connect with people from all over the world. I love when you guys comment that you're from like Holland or South Africa, countries I've never been to. I mean, I live in Oklahoma. It's its own country, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. But thanks for watching. Overall, my take is I would rather drop a tier or two in Alliance War and not spend thousands and thousands of units than stress and put in anxiety and work for something that's going to turn into just a grind that's not fun at all. And when the game stops being fun, why play it? I also want to say before this video ends that I do not understand, and maybe some of you are really obsessed with these, but I do not understand at all the appeal of titles. Like, I've never been like, well, I wasn't going to do this event, but now that there's a title involved, I'm going for it. So we have these rare titles like War Elite and War Champion that are going to be active for 69 days. I don't think that's going to entice me at all. In fact, if I saw somebody with that title, I'd be like, oh, cool, you have thousands of dollars of income to spend on a mobile game. Congrats, I guess. But that's not going to make me have this incentive to throw money in a game. The titles thing has always been very confusing to me. I don't get the appeal, but I also understand there are people who do, and I want to respect your opportunity to defend your titles. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Comment below and let me know not only what your ideas are for different polls that we can do to get different champions' attention, but also what do you think about Alliance War Seasons? Are you excited about it? Are you more incentivized to spend, less incentivized to spend? Really, I'm curious, super curious about your comments. So thanks for watching, and most importantly, have a wonderful day.